Hey y'all, hopefully it's not too windy. Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner. I am coming to you from outside. This is our pond in the backyard, and this is, where are you at, Stormy? There's Stormy, say hi. Stormy, say hi. Well, welcome to this week's What's for Dinner. I'm gonna be sharing 3 easy meals that we did for this week. I hope y'all will enjoy them, and I just thought I would get on here and do an intro, show my face. And yes, my hair is wild and crazy and the wind is blowing it, but that is real life. It has rained a bunch. Our pond is really full. And yeah, so anyways, Stormy, say hi and thanks for watching. But thank y'all so much for watching, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. Hey y'all, tonight we're going to be making an easy meal. I just thought I'd quickly share it. I found this chicken and roasted garlic ravioli in the refrigerated section at Walmart, and they had other flavors, and so I thought we would give it a try. You just bring the pot of water to a boil and you add in the ravioli and you cook it for about 5 minutes or so. And once it's done, I just took a jar of Alfredo sauce and we just poured it over it, and that was our easy supper for this night. Y'all, I wanted to get on here again and tell y'all I'm sorry for not doing very many reactions this week. So I thought since I didn't have reactions, I would get on here and I want to show y'all something. I am going to attempt to make a garden this year, and I'm not the best. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I've already had a bunch of my seeds die, but oh well, here we go. So I have these outside. I've been having them in the house, but I've got a little bit of everything. I've got cucumbers. I've got some tomatoes. We have zucchini and squash. This poor one has gotten so long and big. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to transplant it again. I don't know. But we have some jalapenos. Down here we have some bell peppers. So eventually we are going to... I put my glasses back on so I could see better. But eventually, right out probably... There's a spot out here. My husband has some tires, old tires, and he's cutting kind of on the inside, and we're gonna make like raised beds, and that's where we're gonna plant them. So I just thought that I would put that little tidbit in place of the reactions. And on this first meal, my mind just went blank. On the Alfredo, the raviolis, those were good. They weren't the best. The chicken, I got a couple of pieces with the chicken was a little fatty, but overall, for the price and for the time that I spent to make it, they were decent. It was edible, and it was good for a quick meal. We had went to a baseball game, so I wanted something very quick and easy to make that night. Hey y'all, welcome to tonight's What's for Dinner. We're going to start a little bit earlier because we're making a crock pot meal. We're going to be making slow cooker queso chicken tacos. So the recipe calls for about 2 pounds of chicken breast. I have, a little over, let's see, what do I have? I have 2.33, so a little over 2¼ pounds of chicken. So I'm just going to put my chicken breast just straight into the crock pot, which this is 3 chicken breasts. I'm not even gonna worry about doing anything to them. Just put them right in there. Okay, it also calls for a package of taco seasoning, but I'm gonna use this Fiesta brand taco seasoning. And for 1 pound of hamburger meat, or 1 pound of meat, it calls for a tablespoon. And since I've got 2 pounds, I'm gonna sprinkle 2 tablespoons. And then you're gonna also put a can of just regular Rotel over the top. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cover this, and we're going to let it cook on low. It says for about 4 to 6 hours. We have a ball game tonight, so I should have enough time by the time we get back from the ball game that this should be really good. Then what we'll do is we're going to shred our chicken, and then we're going to add some cheese dip to it, which I have this salsa called QUESO from, it's on the Border brand, and you need about 1.5 cups of that, which is going to be close to this whole jar. So that's what we'll do. So I'll see y'all back here in just a little bit. Okay, y'all, our chicken is all good and done. So I've just got a couple of forks here, and we're going to shred this up really good, and then add in our cheese sauce, and I'll let it warm up or keep warming up while I make some Mexican rice. Okay, y'all, we got it all done. There's our meat, and I just made, I'll show you the package of this rice in just a second, but I made some rice. We have hard taco shells, and we have some soft taco shells, or flour tortillas, I mean. Cheese, lettuce, tomatoes. I got a little bit of salsa here, and I left out this package so I could show y'all what I made. It is a Mexican rice. I usually make a Spanish rice, but this one's a little different. So there, we'll let you know what we think. Hey y'all again. I'm throwing in here another little clip. Courtney, you remember the night that we had the chicken tacos? What did you think about the chicken tacos that night? Remember the crock pot chicken?
They were really good.
They were really good, and I'm so sorry that we did not get reactions, but everybody liked them, so I very highly recommend those. So easy. I really appreciate all y'all watching. Leave me some comments down below. I love to read them. And like. Hey y'all, tonight we're going to be making hamburger steak. So I've got a large bowl, and I'm going to put in here 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm going to also add in 1.5 cups of crushed saltine crackers, 1 cup of milk, and we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, also a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and then we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. And then I'm going to use my hands, and I'm going to mix, if I can speak, I'm going to mix this up really well. And once you have it all mixed up, you can start making patties. Just make them about the same size. And it made quite a few patties for me, so we had quite a bit. I actually had to split it into 2 pans to cook. So next we're going to put a cup of flour into a shallow dish. I'm just using a pie pan. I'm going to add some salt and pepper, and we are going to dip our patties into this flour before we fry them, because we're going to just kind of fry them to sear them on both sides. So I'm going to have a frying pan with a couple of tablespoons of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to heat it up on top of the stove. I also have a 9x13-inch pan over here that I'm spraying with some nonstick cooking spray, and I have my oven preheated to 350. So as we brown these, I'm going to take them out and put them over there into that casserole dish. So, I'm going to get my hands messy again, but we're going to pat these into this flour. Oops, try not to make a mess. And then put them over here in the oil and butter, and let those start to sear on both sides. We're not going to cook them all the way, just basically sear them. And we'll have to do this in batches more than likely, because they're not going to all fit in there. And so now we're going to let these sear on both sides and then transfer them to our baking dish. Okay, y'all, I am going to include the recipe down below, and they have a recipe for gravy, but I'm making my own up. I'm using a package of onion gravy mix, and I'm also going to use 3 tablespoons of this brown gravy mix. So I've got about 2 cups of water, and I've already added in the onion gravy and the 3 tablespoons of the brown gravy, and I'm just going to let this thicken up, and then I'm going to pour it over the top of the hamburger patties. And as you can see over here, I ended up having to split them into a smaller pan also because I had too many and they would be way too crowded. Okay, now that we have them covered with gravy, we're going to get some aluminum foil and we're going to cover both of the pans, and then we're going to stick them in the oven and let them bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. Like I said earlier, I preheated it to 350, so 30 to 40 minutes at 350. Okay, y'all, I am attempting to make fried cabbage with bacon. I found a recipe, which I'll link down below. I found it on Pinterest, and I thought I would give it a try. My mom and dad used to make fried cabbage all the time when I was a kid, but I would never eat it because it grossed me out. So my mother-in-law makes a soup that has like a boiled cabbage in it, and it's really good. So I thought I would try this. So I'm starting out with I've got 6 slices of bacon that I have chopped up into pieces, and we're going to fry that up. Once the bacon is done, I'm going to remove it onto a paper towel lined plate just so that it can drain. But I'm going to leave the grease in the pan so we can use it for the cabbage and everything else. Y'all, I thought I was recording all of this. Okay, after I made the bacon, I added in about a cup of diced up onions to the bacon grease, and I let those cook until they were translucent. Then I added in it was basically a whole head of cabbage that I diced up, along with a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I let it cook for about 10 minutes. The last thing I just did was I added a teaspoon, instead of seasoned salt, but I use this Steak and Shake seasoning. Add a teaspoon of that, and then it called for 1/3 of a cup of chicken stock. But that just didn't seem like enough after I put it in, so I probably added almost maybe 1/2 of a cup of water. And so I'm just going to kind of let this cook for just a little while to let this soften just a little bit more, and then we'll have our cabbage done. I've never made cabbage, so we'll see how it looks. I'm sorry that something happened and I just realized I wasn't recording when I thought I was, so I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Okay, now that the cabbage is done, we're going to put our bacon back in there and we're going to stir it up, and then it's finished. Then it's ready to eat. Okay, we got the hamburger steaks done, the cabbage with bacon, and mashed potatoes. Hey Adrian, what do you think of the hamburger steak?
This stuff.
It was good? Okay. What about you, Courtney?
They were good. The cabbage, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever tasted in the world, but I mean, if I had to eat it again, I would, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't.
And honestly, for me, I really don't know if I like it.
And she made a ton of it, too. That's the thing.
Well,
like
I don't know if I like it, really. It just, it has a funny, I don't know, it tastes funny.
I want to show y'all something. Look at these little cups my mom got.
From Walmart.
From Walmart. And they color change. Like this one changes to purple, and they come lids and straws, and they look like, if they were clear, they would look like the ones you get from Starbucks and everything. They're so cute.
Bryce and my husband are not here yet.
I'm probably gonna put a cricket design on there or something.
Okay.
Wait, no, do you think that it would? No, it would. I didn't know if it was gonna like it would. I
Okay.
think I hear him. Wait, no.